Level 1. The Reaping. You are standing in the middle of the great square of District 11, the air thick with the scent of ripened grain and the sharp, metallic tang of the Peacekeepers' electrified batons. The sun is a punishing weight on your shoulders, and your hands are stained deep with the soil of the orchards. You are standing next to your brother, Thresh, a mountain of a man whose strength is the only thing that keeps your family fed. You think the reaping is a simple test of luck, a momentary shadow that will pass over your house because there are thousands of names in that glass bowl. You are correct that it is a harvest, and you are wrong about who is being gathered. The stage is a platform of polished wood and cruel intentions. You watch as the first name is drawn, Rue, a girl no bigger than a bird, who whistles to the mockingjays in the trees. Then, the name that stops your heart, Thresh. You watch your brother step forward, his jaw set like granite, his eyes meeting yours for a split second. A silent command to take care of the family. You see the cameras swarm him, fascinated by his size, measuring him like a piece of livestock. You watch him board the train, disappearing into a blur of silver and speed. You realize then that the capital doesn't see a brother, a son, or a protector. They see a gladiator. You are level 1. You are the shadow left behind in the fields, and you are currently standing in the path of a storm that will burn the world. Level 2. The Viewing. You are standing in the communal square, your eyes glued to the massive screens that broadcast the games 24/7. The work in the fields hasn't stopped, but the silence has deepened. Every worker moves like a ghost, their ears straining for the sound of a cannon. You think that Thresh's strength will be his shield. You see him on the screen, dominating the wheat fields of the arena, refusing to join the careers, standing alone like a titan. You feel a surge of pride when he spares Katniss Everdeen because she protected Rue. You think that in this world of monsters, your brother has remained a man. But the Capitol's cameras aren't interested in his honor. They move past him, focusing instead on the star-crossed lovers from District 12. You watch the high-definition romance of Katniss and Peeta, the staged kisses, and the calculated drama that earns them silver parachutes and the cheers of the city. Thresh is just an obstacle in their narrative, a background threat to be overcome. You realize that strength means nothing if you aren't marketable. You spend your nights staring at the screen, watching your brother sleep in the mud, while the protagonists eat delicacies in their cave. The fire is starting to smoke in the district, fueled by the sight of your brother's silent, lonely struggle. Level 3. The Spark of Rebellion. You are standing in the square when the image of Rue's body appears on the screen, covered in flowers. The silence of District 11 isn't peaceful anymore. It is the silence of a bomb about to detonate. You see the girl on fire press 3 fingers to her lips and reach toward the camera. In front of you, an old man, someone you've known your whole life, slowly raises his hand. He presses his fingers to his lips and holds them high. One by one, the square follows. You feel your own arm rise, a heavy, trembling weight of defiance. The reaction is instantaneous. The Peacekeepers don't wait for a signal. You watch as the old man is dragged to the front, his knees hitting the cobblestones with a sickening thud. You see the silver flash of a pistol. The crack of the gunshot echoes through the square, louder than any cannon in the arena. The riot erupts like a flash flood. You are pushed into the chaos, the smell of smoke and ozone filling your lungs. You see the protagonists on the screen, oblivious to the blood being spilled in their name. They are the symbols, you are the fuel. You realize that for the Capitol to have their show, your people have to bleed in the dark. Level 4. The Unmerciful End. You are standing in front of the screen, your heart hammering against your ribs. It is the finale. You think that if Thresh can just hold out a little longer, he might come home. But the Capitol is bored of honor. They release the mutts, monstrous biological nightmares with the eyes of the dead tributes. You watch as your brother is surrounded. He doesn't go down with a heroic monologue or a cinematic sacrifice. He is hunted like an animal in the tall grass. The cameras flicker. They show a brief, blurry shot of Thresh being swarmed by the dogs, his screams drowned out by the mechanical howling of the beasts. Then, the feed cuts away. The producers decide it's too grim for the viewers in the Capitol. They switch back to Katniss and Peeta, looking beautiful and tragic in the moonlight. You realize your brother died in the dark, unapplauded and unremembered by the world, just to provide a tension builder for the main characters. No one cheers for the man who died to save the girl. They only cheer for the girl who survived. You are left standing in the rain, watching the heroes receive their crowns while your brother's body is being recycled into capital soil. Level 5. The Uprising. You are standing in the middle of a burning cotton field, the air thick with the scent of scorched leaves and fresh blood. District 11 is no longer a breadbasket, it is a slaughterhouse. After the deaths of Rue and your brother Thresh, the anger in the fields ignited like a trail of gasoline. You watched your neighbors, men and women who spent their lives feeding the capital, throw themselves at the peacekeepers with nothing but scythes and stones. You thought your brother's death would be a rallying cry, a spark for immediate justice. But the capital does not answer justice with reason, it answers with steel. You watch waves of peacekeepers, encased in their pristine white armor, advancing like an unstoppable machine. For every peacekeeper wounded, 10 civilians are gunned down in the mud. You hide behind a water tank riddled with bullet holes, watching the orchards Thresh loved being reduced to ash. The capital's cameras are there, of course, but they aren't filming your courage. They are hunting for footage to use as propaganda, to show the other districts the cost of defying the order. You realize that your brother died for nothing more than a 3-minute entertainment segment, and you are just a moving target in a war that has already decided you are expendable. Level 6. The Mockingjays. You are standing in front of a flickering television screen inside a looted outpost, surrounded by exhausted rebels. The news breaks, District 12 has been wiped off the map. You watch the girl on fire, Katniss Everdeen, walking through the ruins of her home. You see her tears, her black tactical suit, her bow. She looks magnificent, tragic, perfect. The entire world is hanging on her every word. You feel a surge of pure, cold hatred. While she is being groomed as a global icon, your district is starving to death in total silence. You see the protagonist being rescued by District 13, surrounded by advisors and stylists, while you have to eat raw roots to survive the night. No one comes to rescue the family of Thresh. No one cares if the people belonging to the man who spared the hero have enough wood to survive the winter. You realize that in this revolution, there are those who make history and those who are consumed by it. You aren't the Mockingjay, you are just a nameless bird whose wings were clipped so others could fly higher. The war intensifies, and you are shipped to the front lines as a serial number, another body to be tossed into the gears of the capital's defense. Level 7. The Capital. You are standing in the bowels of the City of Emeralds, your boots submerged in brackish water that reeks of rotted luxury. You are part of the first assault wave, the one whose names will never be recorded. Your mission is simple: serve as bait for the pods, the lethal traps the capital has hidden in every cobblestone and wall. You see your comrades being shredded by concealed saw blades or dissolved by waves of white light. The protagonists, however, are part of an elite squad, protected by cameras and the best equipment the rebels can provide. You catch a brief glimpse of Katniss and her team through a ventilation grate. They look tormented, their personal drama occupying the entire narrative space of the war. You, meanwhile, just watched your last friend die in a muffled scream, and you don't even have time to mourn. The capital is a labyrinth of death designed for spectacle, and you are the extra who dies in the first scene to establish the stakes. You fight in the dark, without glory, without heroic music, driven only by the visceral fear of ending up like Thresh, devoured by something artificial in a dark corner where no one is watching. You realize the freedom you are fighting for will never be yours. It will belong to the ones who survive long enough to write the history books. Level 8. The Bitter Victory. You are standing in the central square of the capital, just moments after the silver parachutes drifted down like snow. The air is filled with white dust and the metallic scent of children's blood. Snow's regime has fallen, but the ground is littered with corpses that share the same faces as those back in your district. You see the Mockingjay in the distance, broken, wandering like a ghost through the carnage. She won her war, but you have lost everything. Your brother died in the arena. Your district is a scar on the earth, and your family has vanished in the purges. You watch the new leaders move into the gold-trimmed offices. They speak of peace, democracy, and reconstruction, but when you catch their eyes, you don't see gratitude, you see indifference. You're a haunting reminder of the price they were willing to pay, a witness to the brutality of both sides. The heroes like Katniss and Peeta retreat to their homes, haunted but celebrated. You are handed a shovel and told to go back to the earth. The hierarchy isn't dead, it just put on a new mask. You realize that Thresh's sacrifice didn't break the chains, it just allowed someone else to hold the whip. Level 9. The Silence. You are standing alone in the field, where Thresh used to work. The wheat is high and golden, fed by the ashes of the rebellion. The Hunger Games are over. The arenas are ruins, and the girl on fire is a legend told to children in the capital. You think that because the killing has stopped, you are finally free. You are correct that the reaping is over, and you are wrong about the cost. You look at your hands. They are scarred by fire and shaking from a lifetime of being scenery in someone else's war. The world has moved on. They have built monuments to the victors. They have written songs about the lovers. But no one sings for the giant who died in the mud to save a little girl. No one builds monuments for the brother who watched it all burn from the sidelines. You are the reality that the new Panem wants to forget so they can sleep at night. You aren't a survivor. You are the remainder of a long, bloody division. As the sun sets over the silent orchards of District 11, you realize that the revolution didn't change the world for people like you. It just changed the name of the person you have to serve. You are level 9. You are the sovereign of ashes, and you are the only one left to remember what the world looked like before the Mockingjay stopped singing.